Welcome to this instructional video on the Verti-Drain 2519. In this video, we will guide you step by step through the most important procedures and tips for effectively using this machine. Safety instructions. This video does not replace the manual. For safe operation, always read the manual before using the machine and follow the safety instructions in the manual. Incorrect operation may lead to injury or damage. It is important to only operate the machine on grass. Always switch off the engine during adjustments and repairs. If you're not the operator, maintain a minimum distance of 4 meters from the machine during operation. Visual check. Before using the machine, inspect it for any visible damage and defects. Ensure everything is tightened properly before you start working. It's essential to conduct a regularly check. Loose components can not only reduce performance but also pose safety risks. Changing the gearbox breather. When setting up for the first time, it is important to replace the bung with the gearbox breather to ensure proper ventilation and prevent pressure buildup inside the gearbox. If the bung is not replaced, it can lead to excessive pressure, which may cause oil leaks and damage. Centering and leveling. Make sure the Verti-Drain is properly aligned behind the tractor. To center it, gently move it back and forth until it's positioned correctly. Next, ensure the lifting arm is centered and secured with the pin to prevent any swaying. When raising or lowering the machine, check that the drop links on both sides are level to maintain a horizontal position. Unlocking the rear roller. The rear roller should always be locked during transport or storage. Remove the pins to allow the roller to move freely and adjust to the contours of the field for optimal results. But don't unlock the roller when using hollow coring tines. Changing tines. Tighten the tines to 40 Newton meters using a torque wrench. Sharp and new tines may damage the lawn, especially if the grass roots are weak. To reduce this risk, rotate new tines with the long side facing forward. Insert the tines at the correct angle and ensure they are greased for easy fitting and removal. Testing the drawrod. Check that the drawrods are still working properly, as they are essential for absorbing vibrations and shocks to ensure a smooth running machine. Ideally, you should hear no sound or only a minimal sound, and all the tine holders should sound the same. If any sound is different, it may indicate the components are loose and require closer inspection. Rake adjustments. Adjust the rake by lowering the machine and setting the tractor's top link to 90 degrees, making sure it's parallel to the ground. Use the attached spirit level to ensure that the rake is correctly aligned. Finally, set the depth of the machine according to the soil conditions and the desired level of aeration. Working depth and tine heave angle. Always start with a minimum depth and increase gradually to avoid overloading and to ensure better aeration. A Redexim penetrometer can help you determine the optimal depth. To adjust the working depth, first loosen the 2 bolts on either side of the machine. Then use the spindle at the top to set the desired depth. Once set, retighten the bolts and spindle to secure them. Loosen the captive nuts and clamping bolts to adjust the tine heave angle to your preference, then retighten. Remember that a steeper angle lifts more soil, resulting in more aggressive aeration, but also limits the depth you can reach. Start with Verti-Draining. Drive to the aeration area. Lower the machine until the tines are just above the ground and set the tractor engine speed to 1,200 revolutions per minute. Never start aeration with the tines already in the ground. Once in position, drive forward at a steady speed, engage the PTO, and lower the Verti-Drain fully into the ground. Adjust both the forward speed and the PTO speed according to the desired hole spacing. Follow the recommended settings with a maximum PTO speed of 540 revolutions per minute and a forward speed up to 4.5 kilometers per hour for best results. A common mistake is to set the engine speed too high. Whilst it may be tempting to run at high RPMs, this can damage the machine and result in less effective aeration. Stop with Verti-Draining. Start by reducing the tractor's RPM, then lift the machine off the ground once the tines have cleared the soil, ensuring they are at least 12 centimeters above the ground. Turn off the PTO immediately. Never drive in reverse with the tines in the ground, as this will damage the draw rods. Thank you for watching this instructional video on the Verti-Drain 2519. If you have any further questions or would like to learn more, don't forget to consult the manual in the black tube on the machine or at redexim.com. And of course, your local Redexim representative is always available to help and ensure you are well supported.